everyone, and welcome. Well, as you can see, my scenery has changed just a little bit. It's temporary. I am deep in the creative mess here in my craft studio, and so I'm kind of trying to shield you from the trauma that's seeing what my room will look like in this video. So this is temporary. I did want to take a second and just wish everybody a happy Valentine's Day. I know this video is coming out probably a day or two after Valentine's Day, but I didn't want to miss the opportunity. So before we get started in today's project, I wanted to give you a little bit of an update on where we're at with the house. There's some stuff that's been happening behind the scenes in this last 3 weeks, having to do with the brickwork on the house and just a few little details that I've been trying to get to since the exterior work started. It wasn't my intention to spend 3 full weeks doing brickwork. I was going to try and intermingle it with other things, but I do think I have a little bit of OCD sometimes, and once I get started on something, I have a hard time putting it away until it's done. So anyway, that's what I've been up to. But come on over, we'll have a look, and then we'll get on to today's project. So this is the south-facing wall, and I'm not sure why it was, but this particular wall had a very different brick pattern from the rest of the house. The rest of the house had the staggered brick like you would normally see, but this one for some reason was different. The bricks all kind of went in different directions, creating more of this boxed effect rather than the staggered effect. And I actually had to hand carve this whole design because I certainly couldn't find a texture roller with that design, and so it all had to be done by hand. Now, it's only got one coat of paint on so far. I do have to go in and do another coat, but even the color of this wall was different from the rest of the house, where like the chimney and all of the other 3 sides of the house had a much darker look to it. This one, for whatever reason, was a much lighter, more of a red as opposed to like a terracotta kind of a color. And so I still need to do some painting on that to get that in the right color. I'm going to zoom in on this just a little bit because I want you to see what the actual texture roller did. Now, back in October when I started this project, I looked for a texture roller in this scale and I couldn't find one. I could find textured rollers in 1/6 scale, 1/12 scale, but I could not find it in 1/24 scale. But in my last video, I had a comment from a gal who said that you could buy these textured rollers, and I said, yeah, I tried. Anyway, it got me thinking that maybe I should try again, and I did, and by gosh, I found one. So this made it much easier, although I have to say the quality of the roller that I got wasn't great. It did a great job of putting the horizontal lines, but not such a great job at putting the individual lines in between the bricks. So I did have to still go in with my stylus and dig those little vertical lines a little bit deeper so that you could see them. But it did certainly save me a ton of time, and so I just wanted to send out a thank you to Brenda for reminding me that sometimes you have to persevere and keep looking. I also cut out all the remaining pieces for the brickwork and did all of that texture rolling, and then went back and carved in those extra lines. And I've done that for all of the remaining walls. That's where I've been for the last 3 weeks, is I have been carving bricks. But it's all carved. I am going to paint it before I apply it to the house, though. I just think it'll be much easier to paint laying down than putting it up on the wall and then trying to paint it that way, because there is these little bricks that were a little bit different color, and I would imagine that that would be far easier to do before it's installed. So now today in this video, we're going to be creating some windows. So we have these 4 big windows, one on either side on the upper floor, and then these large bay windows that were on the main level as well. And so there's some pretty unique things about these windows. And so I thought, if I'm going to show you how to build a window, I would start with something a little more interesting than just your basic standard box. If you noticed when I showed the south wall, I had put the windows in on that side, but they were very basic because of course the windows were basic. So anyway, I thought I would show you this window. It does have some really cool detail up in this area. I don't know if it was necessarily stained glass in the original home because I don't see in the pictures that there was any actual color, but it definitely had this stained glass kind of a design, which we'll get into a little bit more into the video. So that's where we're at so far. I hope you stick around for the rest of the video, and we're going to get started on those windows. So starting with the outside frame of the window, I of course measured the opening, and these pieces of wood are actually about 10 millimeters deep because that's how deep the walls are. So I'm just starting by creating that rectangle shape that is the outside of the window. Now, if you're new here and don't know what this strange contraption is with all the holes, these are called 1, 2, 3 blocks or setup blocks. And they're called 1, 2, 3 blocks because they are 1 inch by 2 inch by 3 inch. And their claim to fame is that they are perfectly square. So they're a great tool to have to make sure that your projects, whether it be a window frame or a piece of furniture, are nice and square when you're building them. Now above the main part of the window were these beautiful transom windows. And so I've measured off about 15 millimeters from the top so that I can get that brace in for that transom window. Then I'm going to add some dividers in that space as well because that transom window was actually in 3 pieces, 2 smaller pieces at either end and then a much larger piece in the center. I also need to carry that dividing column all the way down to the bottom of the window. So this is the main frame for the window, but we're not done quite yet because in that very large space were 2 windows that look like they probably opened. I will say that these windows are not going to open. I'm just really struggling with the small scale and getting things to actually function like they would if I was building this in full scale or 1/12 scale. So they won't actually open, but they will look like they do. I'm going to start by adding this doubled up beam right in the center of that largest area. The thickness of the wood for this window frame is the 3/32 of an inch, so I've just cut 2 pieces the same size and glued them together. I also measured across the top to make sure that I was getting right into the center of that larger space. So the windows themselves, I'm just going to recycle some food packaging. But because of the difference of the sizes of each of these areas, I'm going to be using a couple of different methods to hold those windows in place. For example, for the smaller spaces, I'm just going to be using these very thin coffee stir sticks, and I'm just going to build a little frame along all of the edges so that that plastic can kind of sit sandwiched in between the 2 sets that I'm going to make. But for these larger spaces, the frame around the window was quite a bit thicker. So I have some square wood dowel. I actually have a couple of different sizes. One is 3/32 of an inch, which is quite tiny. But then I also have stuff that's 1/8 of an inch. And when I just kind of review the picture and look at the 2 pieces together, I did eventually decide to use the thicker 1/8 of an inch thick dowel instead of the smaller stuff. So using this wood dowel, I'm just going to create a box that sits inside of the frame, and I'll need 2 for each side, one for the front, one for the back. So here I've created these smaller boxes. These are exactly the same size. So when I'm ready to put the window in, the window will sit in between those 2 boxes. And then that whole box will slide into the space within the frame. And then of course for the smaller areas, I'm just going to cut these coffee stir sticks and create a frame on the top side or the closest side to me. And then once the window is in, we'll add a second frame around in the back. So here's a peek of what that looks like, and you can see the frame. I've turned it around so the frame is actually at the back, just easier to see the difference in the two pieces of wood that way. And I'm going to do that along the 3 sections along the top, and then of course the 2 end sections as well. Now I opted to paint the frame before I put the windows in for obvious reasons. But I wanted to show you kind of how I put the whole thing together. So for these wooden frames, I'm using this glue that I got in a kit. It was a Roll Life kit. And there's some kind of a rule, I don't know if it's everywhere or if it's just here in Canada, that you're not allowed to ship glue in a kit to us, but somebody made a mistake and left the glue in, and I am grateful for it because this stuff is magic. And I wish I could find it here so that I could keep using it. But it's really great for gluing plastic, which of course wood glue is not so great. So it's almost like a little bit of a super glue. Anyway, I use it very sparingly and only when I have to because I'm rationing it. So I've put that glue all the way around the inside of the one box, and then I'll just lay my plastic packaging down on top of it, and then of course glue the second piece on top of that. So I mentioned earlier that this transom part of the window had this almost like a stained glass effect. And so I really wanted to recreate that. Now I had a really good look at the design from the picture, and I tried really hard to duplicate that exact design. However, it's pretty intricate, and to get it scaled down to fit in this area, I was not able to actually cut it on my Cricut, which is the only cutting machine that I have. Getting all of those details in there meant that the lines were so thin that I couldn't get it to work. So I found another one that is similar, and I am taking a little bit of creative license, but I was able to actually cut this one. And so this is what I'm going to add to that window in that transom area. So here's a bit of a close-up so you can see what the design looks like. Now I cut this design out of black vinyl, so I'm just using some transfer tape, and I'm going to move that design from the backing from my vinyl onto the actual window. And here's the finished look. I'm going to go ahead and pop that into the frame, and then I'll do the same for the 2 side pieces. After that, I could add that second piece of the coffee stir stick in the back so that it wouldn't fall out. So I finished the 2 side pieces, and I've also installed those windows in the lower half. And so the window is now finished. And that's it for this video. So thank you so much for joining me again today. I hope you've enjoyed this, not really so much a tutorial, but demonstration, I guess. And we will see you in the next one. Bye for now.